Hey, what's going on? Ed Fletcher here. And I wanted to jump on and say a few words as a student of politics, as a follower of democracy, as a supporter of democracy, about what's happening in our country right now and the situation. And I think we've had lots of people that have sort of asked foundational questions of President Trump that have elicited shocking and surprising and difficult and troubling answers if you believe in democracy. And I don't think anybody has asked him yet, like, do you believe in or do you support democracy? Because his actions seem to indicate that he does not believe in democracy or support democracy. And he's showing us in every way that he can that he is willing to undermine normal democratic principles. So let's start first with what do we mean by democracy? We mean a government picked by the people to represent their views, and this fundamental tenet that a peaceful transition of power, that there are elections, and the person in charge of the country doesn't get to pick when the election is, and that the votes are counted and every person gets a vote, and then we count the votes and the winner gets to be the president or wins the office. And fundamentally, I don't know that the president occupant of the White House believes in those ideals. And I hope that somebody asks him soon, because the path we're on is troubling. He said people asked him today if he would guarantee a smooth transition of power should he lose, and he wouldn't even commit to that. I don't know how Republicans aren't alarmed. I understand what they wanted and got out of this deal, but I don't understand how they can stand by and see something antithetical to what our founding fathers would have wanted happening. They pulled us away from a monarchy with the hopes that we won't again have to live through in a rule that isn't democratic. And they wrote these democratic ideals. They put it in the Constitution and our Bill of Rights, expressed it through other ways, and this president seems to want the opposite. It's challenging. I hope that people are prepared for what comes next. I want to encourage people to sign up to be a voter, an election person or election watcher, volunteer for a campaign, get involved. And it scares me to even start thinking that we may soon have more in common with Belarus than we'd be comfortable with. Obviously, if you don't know, Belarus, there was an election. The incumbent president claims that he got 80% of the vote, and the people are in arms and say that there's no way that vote is accurate. And we have a president who refuses to fight foreign interference, invites foreign interference, a president who says he won't guarantee a smooth transition of power. I think one of the most beautiful moments in American politics was the 2000 election when Al Gore, after the Florida recounts, ceded the election. I think he could have gone on, he could have fought more, he could have tried to use other tactics, but in the preservation of democracy, he conceded defeat and allowed George W. Bush, or George Bush, to be president. And I think that was the noble and the most American thing to do. And it's unfortunate that we probably don't have a president that will do the same. So it's important that you engage in this election and make it crystal clear what the result is. So please get engaged, get involved, and participate in this election. It's very important. I don't want to use any sort of hyperbole there, but the state of democracy, or the fate of democracy, is in your hands. Talk to you later. Ever forward. Thanks.